So, you just started your education in architecture, and you knew drawing is going to be involved. The problem is, you don't know how to draw. So, here currently, you're seeing me replicate what you've been doing in some of my classes pre instruction drawings that I normally give out to first years. And most likely, students have zero training in drawing. Your human figures would be like a stick figure, and a car design is from what you know how to draw a car when you were in kindergarten. And the closest nuances of architecture that you can create is that gabled box house with a chimney in a tropical country. So, oh no, why did you take up architecture anyway? You can't draw. How will you be able to illustrate your designs in perspective? You can't even draw a flower properly. So, fortunately, drawing is attainable. It's an attainable skill by just knowing some simple techniques. So here currently, you could see a demonstration of me drawing my own hand. And this is the very first thing that you need to know about drawing is you have to have some sort of principles, sets of principles to follow, and you'll be okay. So in order to draw what you see, one has to think of drawing not in symbols. So one example is of a symbol is those toilet signs for female and male. Those are just simplified. If you they have round heads for their heads, and then they're just simplified in such a way that they're just symbols. So currently, what I'm trying to do here is draw my hand and how I see it. So it's a technique where you observe and just trace the edges of what you're seeing, like the edges, meaning the outline of my hand is and where my nails are and the shape of them, and it's like virtually just trying to trace them. Here again, I'm doing some various positions of my hands, and this is the very first principle that you need to know in starting out drawing is to draw what you see by drawing or virtually tracing the edges that you see. So drawing hands is considered to be one of the most difficult tasks in drawing, but with some simple rules of just drawing what you see and coordinating your eye and your hand drawing. It is very possible, even for a very novice person, to actually just do this. Keep your eye constantly on to the edges of your hand, and with your drawing hand, transcribe those lines or the edges of the hands into paper. So here I'm just showing you various positions of the hand, and I can do them in seconds. This is easy for me because I have done a lot of eye and hand coordination for years, and for me to just look at my hand and tell my drawing hand to just draw and trace as closely as possible. And it's easy for me now. So, but some you will be surprised to get this right away if you have some concentration in doing diligent work on transcribing the edges of your hand or the object or the subject or anything at all. So it's a universal principle. It need not be limited to the hand. I'm just tracing whatever I see. Um, just tracing. Don't overthink about it. Just concentrate and just replicating what you see onto paper. Well, in this case, I'm using an iPad, but it's similar to this. I'm not doing any erasures. And this style of drawing that you see here is called contour drawing. Contour drawing means you're not lifting pen step and drawing these edges. It's just one continuous line that you're constantly changing the directions, the angles, and the curves. Hoping that you learn something here, and just remember that drawing is really an attainable skill. So it's not magic. As you can see, I just demonstrated in a matter of minutes. I did some six hands. So this is the one of the many principles that you're going to be learning for this term, and hoping that I'm going to be creating more video outputs for this type of tutorials. Thank you.